Hello out there and welcome to another episode. This is Nostalgic Nick-Nacks, my YouTube channel where I talk about perler beading and retro video games and kind of mix everything together. My name is Ryan and I'm so happy that you're here today with me. I've got a great project I'm going to work on today. If you are a lover of the Final Fantasy series, you've got a treat today. We are going to be making the perler bead set for Final Fantasy 1. Not all of the characters, but we're looking at the 6 jobs before they are upgraded. So I'm going to show you how to get started, what colors you need, what materials you need, and I'm going to talk a little bit about why I love Final Fantasy. So stay tuned and let's get into more about these wonderful characters. Here is the whole set we're going to be making today. If you don't know anything about Final Fantasy, it is a role-playing game series that is very well known and it's been around for over 30 years. Final Fantasy started as a more medieval type of setting, so you had wizards, you had warriors, you had white mages, black mages, and a world filled with magic. Let's go ahead and talk briefly about what you're going to need for today's project and then get into the beading. For starters, you're going to need perler beads. Please check in the description below to see the different websites I use. Most recently, I have really loved ordering from toptierbeads.com. They are wonderful. They're based in Florida. They have a Facebook page that says Top Tier Beads. You can get some great deals. You need beads and you need boards. There's a 4-pack. I've gotten several of them. I also have perler branded ironing paper. This paper works the best. I tried parchment paper for a while and it would leave lines and wrinkles on my projects, and you just don't want lines or wrinkles on your project, especially if it's a big project you've been working on and putting a lot of time into. You want something that's going to work every time. I'll actually cut off a piece of this and use it probably 50 or so times before I get a new piece. So I just cut it into the small pieces here, like this size, and you're going to need one for ironing the front side of your perler, and then of course when you flip it over you iron the back, so you need a second piece. So just cut them into these little squares. It simply is the best. I use a perler bead pen, but don't feel obligated to use one. There are lots of different opinions on this little mechanism. I actually have a review I did on the perler bead pen. Check that out if you're interested. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I hate it. I use it for making borders on projects. I also have tweezers. If I did not have precision tweezers like this, I really could not do any bead work. You're going to need a heat press. I have a Cricut mini heat press. It was about $39. It's very well worth it. I've been using the same one for about 2 years. It has 3 heat settings and it does the job every time. And the wonderful part about the heat press is that it has a flat surface, and that means that your project is going to have even heating. And it also comes with a base that keeps everything nice and cool, and it sits in there like that. So check out the Cricut mini heat press. Well worth it. One more thing you're going to need for this perler project. I have a cutting board. It makes it easier to move the projects around if I need to sit it somewhere else. So keep that in mind, especially if you have a bigger project you're working on. And it also elevates it off of the surface, so it's easier for me to bead on. Let's get into the beading. Alright, so we've got the Perler characters, this Final Fantasy set made, and we also have the stands made. So now here comes the fun part. We get to put everything together. Let's see how the fighter goes into his stand. Fits very nicely. And he stands. Sometimes you can have stands that are not as tight. So what you'll need to do is just go back in, and you're going to want to iron where that bead is and where the end of that one is, so they can be a bit tighter. This guy is pretty good. Got the black mage. It's pretty tight, and he goes in very well. I love the sound that they make when everything clicks into place just right. Here's the red mage. Capable of casting black and white magic, healing and attack magic. Now he's a little loose, but not to worry. He still fits in there pretty good. And we have our healer of the party. Very nice. And we have our thief. Very good. And last but not least, we have our black belt. You can design these stands however you would like. This is just how I see my party. And just as you're playing Final Fantasy 1 as a gamer, you can design your party however you would like. But this is the Pixel Remaster set of the first base jobs for Final Fantasy 1, and they absolutely look fantastic. I love the variations, the shading in the colors. You just did not get anywhere near that with the original graphics. So very pleased with these. Hopefully you enjoyed putting them together. Love that red mage. So such great color combinations. And that's it. That's all there is to it. Here is our black mage, and he is wonderful. I hope yours turned out just as great. Thank you so much for watching this. I really enjoyed making these Final Fantasy characters from the first game. And stay tuned for another episode where I'll make the upgraded job classes. If you found this inspiring, educational, or just plain fun, please take a moment, leave a like if you like this video, and please subscribe for more Perler beading. I hope you have a great day, and until next time, happy beading.